Is your definition of joy too big? A little something fun for your morning coffee. And I've been reunited with something very important to me.
Welcome to the Hopefulist, a daily talk show hosted by veteran broadcaster Wendy McClure. Join Wendy each day as she shares her life lessons that transformed her from perpetual pessimist to the ultimate hopefulist. The perfect morning show to get you caught up on the day's top stories while sharing insights that will lead to positive transformation and bring out the hopefulist in you. For more inspiration, visit Hopefulist.com. And now, here's your host and hopefulist, Wendy McClure.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Hump Day. It is Wednesday, January 8th, 2020. It's day 117 of Gotta Get on Ellen. We've got 6 days down on my 30-day challenge. I am now on day 7. I have decided to reword the way that I am counting this because I read something yesterday. You know, it's funny how you always see something just when you need it most. I saw something yesterday that said the number one reason most people fail is because they look at how far they have to go instead of how far they have come. So me coming on every day and saying 24 days to go is not helping me. Of course, 6 days down doesn't sound all that great either. But day 7, that's almost an entire week. Day 7 of my 30-day challenge. Dry January, no carbs, no cheating, 30 days. I actually got on the scale yesterday. I was probably not doing myself any favors. I did not weigh myself throughout the holidays. I do not torture myself in that way. So when I weighed myself yesterday, that was after 5 full days of being on track, healthy eating, cutting out the carbs, no alcohol. I was back to, and I have no idea how much I had gone up over the holidays, but I was indeed back down to the weight the last time I had weighed myself before the holidays kicked into full gear. So I'm back at a starting point, at my original starting point, 5 full days in. I think that's pretty good. I'm pretty proud of that. I have put the scale away. I have a bad habit of weighing myself every day. I think sometimes that can be good, but in situations like this, where I'm expecting big results over a longer period of time, I think that it's probably just going to hurt me, because if I were to have gotten on the scale today and say I put on a half a pound, I would be very discouraged. So discouraged, it may help, kind of guide me off my path a little bit. So I'm not going to let myself do that. I'm not going to weigh myself again until Friday. 2 more days. Hopefully I will see some change. If not, I know it's coming. It's got to keep doing what you do. Getting off track and going on a food binge certainly will not help with my goal. So, Friday, maybe Saturday, I'll mull it over. So if you are looking for something fun to add to your morning coffee, I have something for you. The company Coffee Mate has now come out with some new flavors. Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Funfetti, now available in stores. I'm addicted to my Wawa French vanilla creamer. It is very yummy. I have had other French vanilla creamers, not the same. I didn't used to put cream in my coffee. This is something I just started within the last year, and I just enjoyed it so much. I really just was like, it just made my coffee so much better. And for a while there, I just did it on the weekends, and I still drank it black. I mean, I drank coffee black for 20-some years, and I enjoyed my coffee so much on the weekends. I thought, why am I punishing myself all week long? I mean, it's not that many extra calories. I mean, come on. We can work around it. Not that big of a deal. If it makes me enjoy my coffee that much more, just do it. Stop denying yourself stuff. I mean, I'm not saying that you should, eat brownies for breakfast every day and ice cream sundaes for dinner, but, something as small and simple as a little bit of creamer in your coffee, come on, just do it. Just do it. So I'm not sure. Maybe I'll try the Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That sounds like it could be good. Like I said, I don't really veer off of my French vanilla from Wawa. We did get some sweet Italian creamer over the holidays because my sister-in-law was here, and I know that she does not like vanilla-flavored creamer. So we got that for her. I had a little bit of it. It's pretty good, I have to say. I was a little impressed with it. It's a good backup for times when I can't get to a Wawa. Like when I was in Dallas earlier this year, they did not have a Wawa. I know, it was awful. Also, when I was in South Carolina in November for my conference, they did not have a Wawa. So maybe that's something good that I can keep in mind for when I'm away. But yeah, if you would like to give it a try, Coffee Mate, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and Funfetti. Funfetti's that cake category, with the little sprinkles and such in it. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Some interesting news for you. If you hate running all over the airport, there is something for you now. A motorized carry-on bag. Now, what you do is pack your suitcase, pack your carry-on bag. They're calling it a carry-on bag, so I'm assuming it is the size that you can carry on. You sit on it, and it takes you where you need to go in the airport. They say it can hold up to 260 pounds. That's quite a bit. But it is going to set you back $1,500. I don't know. I think this is more of making this country more lazy than ever. Can we not walk to our gate at the airport? I know some of them are really far away. And without fail, my gate is always the very last gate in the area. But come on. They already have those escalator walking sidewalks so that you don't have to walk some of the time. I mean, it's walking. And the suitcases are easy to tow now. They all have, wheels, and a lot of them maneuver better than I do. I don't know. I think that we're getting a little too lazy. I will be excited to see somebody sitting on their motorized carry-on bag, though, zooming all over the airport. That will be fun to see. I hadn't traveled much via planes in the last, 10 years. And then this past year, I had gone on at least 2. I had flown to Dallas to visit with my sister, and then I flew to South Carolina. I'm not a big fan of flying. I don't mind it. It's more of the airport scenario that I really don't like. And I'm kind of a nervous flyer. It always, sticks in my mind at some point during the flight. We're just in the middle of air. It's like the takeoff's a little bit exciting. I always try to get a window seat. I do like to take in the view and to watch as we go up. But, it's always that little bit of nervousness when the planes start going really, really, really fast. And you're like, all right, here we go, here we go, here we go. But then always, without fail, right in the middle of a flight, I'm always like, how are we just in air? How are we staying up? I know all the physics of it and all that kind of stuff, but still, it's kind of just mind-boggling when you just kind of break it down and you're like, we're just in air. We're just like in air. A little bit of a nervous flyer, but I've made it through. It's the airport scenario that I can't stand. The waiting in line for security and then just sitting around and waiting for your flight to board and waiting to get on the plane. And the worst part is waiting to get off the plane. I always try to get as close to the front as possible, as most people do, so you can get off the plane for one of the first people to kind of exit the plane. The last flight that I took to South Carolina, I think that it was a smaller plane than I guess just the planes I've typically taken. We were allowed carry-on bags, but they didn't allow us to put them in the carry-on containers on top. I'm not able to think of that word for some reason right now. The part on top where you stow your bags. The compartment, I'm not really sure. It's really just not coming to me. So I guess that this plane was a little bit smaller, so the typical size carry-on bag maybe was too big for that compartment. So what they did is they put a tag on it, and then they stowed it underneath the plane, but they didn't charge you for it. But you had to wait for it when you got off the plane, like when you're walking down the walkway, the runway, the whatever. I'm just having a horrible time with coming up with words today. I apologize. I'm embarrassed and I'm ashamed. I play a lot of words with friends. I try to keep my mind in top gear, but I don't know. I'm going to blame it on the cold again. So when you're walking down the walkway to get off the plane, they have you wait off to the side until they bring them on. So it's almost as bad as going to baggage claim. It's even worse for me because you can't leave and come back like you can with baggage claim. You just got to stay there because you can't come back. So it will be very interesting to see if this does any changes for the airport experience. I have no intention of getting the motorized carry-on bag. First of all, I would never spend that kind of money on a bag. With the way that luggage is priced, though, it's really not that outrageous. Luggage is outrageously expensive. So honestly, $1,500 is not too far out of that realm. But I'm going to keep walking. I think that people, I don't know, I think that people would kind of be amazed at the first couple of people that do this, but then people kind of look down on them a little bit. Not that we care what people think, because we don't care what people think. Did you watch Jeopardy last night? I fell asleep. That's right. I fell asleep. I watched the whole entire first game that Ken Jennings won, and I believe he won $30,000. Is that right? Or was that just before Final Jeopardy? I don't know. But Ken Jennings takes game one, and I believe they went on to another game, and I guess they haven't finished that because, like I said, that's when I fell asleep. So Brad, not really he's kind of out of it a little bit. Now, it was really between Ken and James for the end of that game, and I think that was just a difference of a couple of $100. So it's pretty exciting. I'm watching it and looking forward to it, but I do wish it was on the time of regular Jeopardy rather than prime time because I'm so sleepy. I'm just such a sleepyhead. And I don't know if I can stay awake. So we'll see how it goes. We don't know how long this tournament is going to take. They haven't been forthcoming with that information. It is whoever wins 3 games first. So if Ken wins the next 3 games or the next 2 games, he's the winner and it's over. I have a feeling it's going to go back and forth a little bit, though. Just my gut feeling. So I was telling you yesterday about how I lost my book light. My husband is so smart. I told him when he got home, I'm like, yeah, can you believe I lost my book light? Because, I communicate with my husband now through the podcast because he listens on his way home from work. So I was like, yeah, can you believe I can't find my book light? Because I never actually told him I lost my book light. One, because I didn't have a chance because I went to look for it after he'd gone to bed that night. And then he just wakes me up before he leaves for work. So it's not like we have a lot of time to sit down and chat. So I mentioned it yesterday in the podcast how I lost my book light, which was really odd because, it's kind of a bulky thing. I mean, it's long. It's got a little bit of, heft to it. I mean, it's not heft, but, it's a little bulky. It's not big or anything, but it is something that would be hard to miss. So he comes up and says, well, did you take it with you when we went to stay at your cousin's house any of the times we did over Christmas? I was like, oh, maybe I did. Maybe I did and completely forgot. So he looked in one of our overnight bags, and then I went to my purse, and guess what? There it was, sitting in my purse. We are reunited, and it feels so good. I celebrated by not reading at all last night before I went to bed. I actually fell asleep on the couch before Jeopardy even came on at prime time. Again, this cold kicking my butt. It's really just it's just draining me at this point. Like, I just want it to go away.